Hey everybody, Artemis Doom here with a new look into the Black Widow update for Marvel Future Fight. As I am a star agent, I do have to say initially that I am being compensated, and as this is a test build, I do also have to tell you that everything is subject to change between skill damage, uni buffs, anything that you see. We'll start this off by going into the free-to-play character, Red Guardian. As I mentioned, Red Guardian is able to be obtained by the selector. I know it says find it in the shop, but this is commonly what it does for anybody that's selector based. Red Guardian without the uni is a supervillain. Looks like he has some pretty basic buffs that they have to a lot of the combat characters. So his first passive ignores target's dodge rate by 40%, increased skill damage by 30%, and bonus damage by 20%. This is a pretty basic buff for most characters when they T2. Shield Blow looks like it just does regular damage, nothing special there. Shield Edge Strike, almost same thing. Skill 3, Slam of Fury, is where he begins to separate himself a bit, gets 100% chance for immunity to all damage, which is pretty great. Skill 4, he gets 50% decrease to all defenses. So he gets a nice defense down, but it only stacks up to 30%. So that's what, like 2 hits, or if you are using him for PvE, it'll be essentially Weapon Hex coming in and doing one quick swipe and you knocking everyone down. Alright, so one of the biggest things I've seen about him is for his skill 5. Not only does it stun the enemy, but it ignores target's dodge rate by 75%, and it has a 75% chance to pierce, which is amazing, since Captain America, who is, he's a clone character of, does not have any pierce on his movesets. He also has an amazing buff that raises his attack by 40%, defense by 40%, and speed by 1%, which is such a weird marginal thing. They could have at least bumped it up to like 3%. I guess that'd at least be noticeable. Alright, so for the Red Shield passive, he has super armor plus all defenses at 25%. Kind of basic for some characters. Still great for a new character. For his National Allegiance, he has 35% increase to HP for villain allies, noticeably. Alright, so if we look at his uniformed version, we'll see that he gets an immediate decrease to all damage received by 25%. Let's go ahead and click the uni. See if there's any skill changes for him. Looks like his passive is still the same. No difference here. Shield Blow. That might have been a base level increase by 25% from the other 50% of physical attack, but I might have to go back and look at that. Shield Edge Strike. 65% now also. Power Charge. Alright, so check that out. That is a huge increase over what that initial skill 3 had. Not only does he now stun the enemy, he gets 7 seconds of immunity to all damage. He gets accumulation attack also. Alright, so it looks like while his defense down maneuver is still kind of the same, it stacks up to 45% instead of 35%. 30% now. His fifth skill also is largely the same. No change on the passive. Alright, that's kind of a big deal. So instead of it being villain allies this time, it's hero allies, but same buff. Now, if you haven't seen his Awaken skill, it has kind of like a T3. There's just a number of debuffs and buffs that it increases on when you use it. Also noticeable is that in the uni, instead of being a villain, he's now a superhero. All the other buffs are the same, for the uniform at least. And that is our look into Red Guardian. Next, we'll do Yelena Belova.